Thanks. Morning. Currently, there is an explosion of dance across media platforms, from viral dance videos on YouTube to the popularity of really bad dance-based reality television. And choreographers across the globe are utilizing digital technologies that are forever challenging the preconceived definitions of the virtual and the corporeal. So how is it that these seemingly opposing entities, the embodied dancer, historically thought to be best experienced live, and his or her mediated image, have become so productively integrated? I believe that the answer may lie in our relationship to an older yet persistent form of media, the still photograph. This is because there is a physical involvement in all modes of spectatorship. In dance, the viewer responds first with the sense of sight, which then becomes neuromuscular with a bodily or kinetic empathy known as metakinesis. And we have a similar metakinetic interaction with the still photograph. This is what makes them powerful, alive, and evokes the corporal and spectral presence we feel when we're witness to certain images. At the heart of our desire to make the still photograph dance is our simultaneous fascination with death, preserving life, and the potential of particular photographs to act as a conduit for what may be described as haunting. Occasionally, to such an extent, the viewer may be compelled to fully animate the still subject and bring them to new life. In the case of my own work, the iconic still photography of two deceased female artists provoked within me the haunting agency to create new works of kinetic cinema. And the first is Martha Graham, seen here in her 1929 dance Heretic. Here, the mother of contemporary dance stages the archetypal struggle of the individual versus society. My identification with these still images of Graham elicited my feature film Ghostlight, in which I portray Graham and reenact her heretic among many of her dances. The Ghostlight is a theatrical tradition in which a single solitary light bulb, bare, is left burning on stage overnight. For Graham, it symbolized the lives and legends that came before her, and with my performance as Graham, I like to think of myself as her own ghostlight. More recently, I was awestruck with the images of Cuban body artist Ana Mendieta, seen here in her 1976 Tree of Life. I became so entranced with this and other images of Mendieta's work that for my documentary film Bloodwork, I recreated 30 of them with the body of my collaborator. In 1985, Mendieta tragically fell 34 floors from the window of an apartment she shared with her husband, a newlywed husband, the sculptor Carl Andre. What these photographs wanted from me was clear: to render Graham and Mendieta undead through filmic reenactment. The philosopher Roland Barthes, I think, very beautifully described our relationship and connection that we all have with especially meaningful photographs. And he asked, are we not all in love with certain photographs? And he described it as, quote, the pangs of love. Thank you.
IBM has underwritten the filming of the TED Fellows talks. Each fellow talks for 4 minutes about the work that they do or an idea worth spreading. And because of IBM, they now have the opportunity to be considered for TED.com.
IBM is all about innovation, not just the innovation we do within the company, but the innovation we work with other people and organizations to do. TED Fellows really encourages that, encourages people to take their ideas and actually execute on it. And that's a great marriage to be able to drive the next wave of change and advancement.
At TEDGlobal we have a demonstration called Edison, which is about the smart and intelligent generation of energy. The future of how energy would be produced and consumed by sources such as conventional power generation plants, solar energy, renewable sources of energy, wind, and new consumers of energy such as electric cars.
Solving the key problems that affect society today require a different way of thinking and a different way of coming up with solutions. IBM's initiative around Smarter Planet is looking at the biggest problems we have: water, infrastructure, medicine, etc. And TED is providing a venue to get all the thinkers of the world together, and working with IBM, I think we can bring both communities together to really reach that global forum.